Surprised you didn't do the wise men always say joke.
Oh,
'Cause
well,
he started with the TMNT joke about your
you,
1 minute.
yeah, you said 1 minute, so I was like, Brian, dude's got 55 seconds. But there's no one pays full price for Brian ever, so he's always on discount.
Bargain bin. I'm just kidding.
It's so messed up. That's an awesome shirt, by the way, Brian.
Yes.
Yeah, new shirt.
Yeah, man, I dig it.
Cool.
You know, I'm really surprised there hasn't been a yet another attempt at revitalizing
Same.
the Tales from the Crypt. I mean, they even brought back Twilight Zone, so why not Tales? You know.
Yeah.
I still like Demon Knight. That was a
I love Demon Knight.
cool little flick, man.
Yeah, holds up completely. I saw it not too long ago.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there you guys go. Random non-anime related recommendation. Everything's recording. Let's get into this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Anime-Versal Reviews podcast here on the GenreVerse podcast network and YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, follow us, leave us some reviews, thumbs ups, downs, let us know what's up with the downs. I'm Kyle, this is Christine, that's Brian, and we're here to review Chainsaw Man episode 10. Ooh, sorry. I got my 3D I got my 3D resin printer. It'll be really hard to see this on camera, but really awesome little device. The fact that it can print this intricate in one thing. There's like these bars in there that say Anycubic, the brand name of the printer. Resin printers are insane. Have you had a chance to mess with any resin printers, Brian?
No.
Have you messed? Has the youth center gotten any 3D printers at all?
Yeah, we're getting one.
Okay,
Oh, cool.
but one of the traditional FDM with the filament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both are cool. Both serve good purposes. So, but I'm printing off a Voltron key right now in it. So hopefully it turns out real well. Chainsaw Man. We did our reaction. You guys can find that here on the channel. Check it out. But now we got to hear more deeper thoughts, and boy, I'm sure there are some. Brian, what'd you think of this episode?
Oh boy. I loved it. Yet again, another great episode. The opening, very somber, perfect. The there was sort of two plot lines running through this episode. Both of them I very much enjoyed. So yeah, really like the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me, Christine. How'd you feel about it? For those that might not have watched the reaction.
Oh, it was awesome. I loved it. It did so much. All the little details, some humor, and then of course, like you said, some somber moments. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun.
I found again a lot of really good use of no music, like sound design. Yet again, being phenomenal in this show. I found the animation again to be superb in this episode. There's several little quick action bits that were just gorgeously done. Really enjoyed this episode, and that's part of why I gave this one an A+ myself. Christine, what about you?
I agree. It's definitely an A+.
What do you got, Brian?
A+. I was gonna when you started rolling, I was gonna just yell A+ at the beginning.
Oh.
I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
It's all good. So A+ is across the board. I'll have to go through list and check out how many A+s we've got. I think there's only been a couple that I gave an A to. Yeah, man, it's hard to believe a show has been this good, this consistently. Like, you even things that you could potentially call filler simply because they're not feeding the main plot. I wouldn't at all, because to me the main plot is these characters and the lives and the crap that they're going through, which includes the silly little moments of arguing over apples.
I know, right?
You know?
Yeah.
So I think this has got to be one of the most well put together, executed shows I've ever seen. One of them.
Yep. I agree.
Brian's looking at me like you're crazy for not.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there for a minute, but it's like solidified. Now we got 2 episodes left. 12 total. This was 10, so we got 11 and 12 left, and I'm sad about it. Still so sad. It's like,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do for winter? So let's get into the spoilers. Brian mentioned that the two story arcs that we got. There's the new teacher. You got to call him Sensei. He wants to hear it, and I love that. And then you got more stuff with Aki. But let's start with the guy that kind of reminded me of a really messed up Constantine at first, because of the suit, and he's got a vice with the drinking versus cigarettes. But you've been looking forward to meeting this guy and hearing a bit more from him since Himeno's flashback. Brian, what'd you think of him?
Did not disappoint at all. Blondie, whatever you want to call him. But yeah, just the initial meeting in the graveyard, all the way to him explaining his training method, specifically with those two, because it just makes sense. He's just like, I'm just going to kill you over and over until you figure it out. And I just love the whole, the series of questions he asked them. He's just like, hey, and the way they're answering, you're like, is that the right answer? And he's like, no, that's right. That's exactly what I wanted you to say.
Yeah, I figured that's what. Also, he's like, how can you take this job? Is how I took the questioning. So it's like, yeah. So how do you feel about your comrades dying? And like, yeah, they're So it's like,
it happens.
yeah. If they're like, oh, I'd be devastated. It's like, yeah, I think you're in the wrong line of work. So
I like, and I'm not. I don't think it's all necessarily like reverse psychology or anything like that, but I like how many of these people are like, you should quit. You need to get out. And I mean, they mention people having gone private. We don't hear from these people again. I'm assuming there's a way out. I'm assuming that if you do want out of this, you can get out of it. That's what I mean by, I don't think it's like a reverse psychology thing. I don't think it's a trick or anything like that. So it is interesting to see that they are invested in those willing to stay, willing to do the job. On our reaction, we had someone mention a comment. I wanted to look it up real quick. Give me a moment, guys. How
Sure.
professional! I didn't already have
I
it.
know, shame
have
on
it
you.
set. But Isaac Christensen said, there is a fantastic comment on another episode 10 video, quote, never underestimate an old man in a profession where people die young, end quote. And I like that, because it also reminds me a bit of the military, and not just survive as in living through combat, but survive to make it to be an old man in the military. And that's surviving, of course the deployments, but endless cycles of shit officers,
Yeah.
shit NCOs, shit soldiers, and not having your career ruined. And while you might be some young stud LT or some young stud sergeant thinking that you can stand toe to toe with that grizzled old platoon sergeant or first sergeant, you're gonna get your dick smacked in the dirt, Like, I like that. I dug that quote. And what did you think about Blondie, as Brian's calling him? Or did I cut you off, Brian? Did you have anything else? Okay.
I thought it was awesome. Definitely, this job has made him hard as stone, and it's appropriate. And he's gonna whip these two into shape.
I love the ambush, like Denji and Power thinking that they can outwit this guy was
oh my
hilarious.
god, that was so funny.
And them walking First off, I like how his head hasn't fully healed, and she's got to beat his ass until his brain fixes. Like,
Yeah.
oh my
I gotta
god,
get
Hard
your brain
reset.
fixed. It's like, are you back? Are you? Or even him, like, how many times did I die? She's like, I was unconscious part of the day, so I don't really know.
But I love the ambush aspect because it really did show them as thinking a bit,
Yes.
like way more than I thought they would.
And I want to touch on that real quick because
Yeah,
when
go ahead.
when he gave him the series of questions and then he explained his process, he's looking at them as this unique new weapon that their organization has, and he's like, okay, this is something different, this is something new, and if I do what I need to do, we may have something that gives us the upper hand. And so he's looking at them as, you know, the future, or the, you know, the miracle that they need as far as, you know, what they're doing.
Yeah. And I think he was legit impressed by their efforts, considering, but like he said, you know, you drained one of all the energy and the other you made a bold move, and I could see it a mile excuse me, sorry guys, see it a mile away. And I actually thought for a moment he was going to walk away. I was like, when he's like, you know, hey, good effort, that'll be it today. Like I've seen things like that, you know, that's cool. And then he knifes Denji from across the walkway. Like, damn, dude.
That was the best part, because he was like, what did he say? He's like, never trust somebody who's
never.
something.
Yeah, exactly. It was such a hilarious series of events with those three, and I cannot wait for more.
Yes,
I know. It's very exciting to see what else. Because I was impressed at their effort, because it's like I didn't expect it to be any good. Like I was expecting some shit. So yeah, it was funny.
Aki, guys, this guy, like, I don't know what else he has to. I mean, yeah, he's got body parts to offer, but and they're gonna. I mentioned this, so the whole thing of him sticking it out, he's gonna go form a new contract. Apparently, and I started wondering, like, as these contracts with multiple devils, you know, he's like, how much time do I have left to the curse? 2 years. Is that like 2 years left with this, you know, weapon? 2 years left with your life is what I'm assuming. Is it 2 years with abilities before you're put in a will? Like,
yeah.
But if he then goes and offers something else to someone, like they mentioned, you know, this future devil once took half of someone's life expectancy. Well, if you've only got 2 and it takes 1, isn't that going to piss the other devil off? Like, I started wondering about things like that. And if the cursed devil wants your whole being, if you offer your eyes to this one, does that affect things? And I don't know if I'm getting too deep into it or not.
Well, no, it's a good question, because it's, if you can't provide another devil with, you know, a good deal, then, you know, of course you're not going to get anything out of it, or extremely limited on what you can do. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm wondering what's going to happen in the 2 years, because I was thinking life, but I'm also wondering if it was like something else that he, you know, offered,
maybe,
instead of it just being life expectancy.
Yeah, maybe he like becomes some sort of tool or version of the devil or something. I don't know. Brian, what do you think about Aki's whole situation and going down to this devil den and shit?
That was cool. Yeah, you know, they're getting more and more into that part of it, which I was really excited about. I brought up Persona in a couple of our reviews. The idea of having devils and having to make deals and have them, you know, join you. I'm curious if you can offer up, like, I'll do this thing for you, or you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be other things in it, because I keep also thinking, is there a way he's going to be able to get out of that curse? You know, how intricate are the rules, and what happens if you try to break them? You know, I'm curious about that as well.
Yeah, lore world building, all that type of stuff is like just yummy. So more of that.
Yeah, and they've got quite a collection too. Where you're walking down there,
Yeah,
it's like I wonder
man.
why they're. I mean, yeah, they need to be locked up, but it's like, how do they all feel about it? And it's, you've got so much that has fallen from them after the attack. It's. I was also wondering, like, maybe that could be something that could potentially happen later on, where they lose control again and are attacked, but not from humans, but from the devils or something. I don't know.
Could be. I love the whole like personal side, not just the devil contract side, but him having to face Himeno's sister, the letters, and them showing that this girl like adored the frack out of him, loved him, like telling her family about this boy, this guy, and it like dawning on him for the first time ever, almost it looked like, on how serious that was, and the fact that she's gone, like him dealing with that when Denji's like, yeah, this one guy might be around and Kobeni is there, but yeah, and his like break it down, dude, just beautifully animated, great sound design. What thoughts do you have on all that, Brian?
I love that. It sort of played in contrast with Denji, because you have him analyzing and the situation and realizing I don't have feelings, and just sort of that, him even saying, oh yeah, I've changed in more ways than one, and realizing it and understanding it, and I wonder if his character is going to continue to develop and realize he can use that as a part of his, getting better at what it is he does. But it's interesting. These two characters are clearly becoming sort of the main. It's not just a main character. We sort of have two.
Yeah,
and there's very different aspects to them, and it's interesting how the story's being told.
Yeah,
I agree. You got anything on that, Kirsty?
No, I think you've said it. So yeah.
All right. Final thoughts on Chainsaw Man episode 2. Anything we missed? No.
No.
All right. Guys, we got a lot of great content here on the channel, so please do check out things like Daily Cog and Breaking Geek Radio, covering everything you can imagine in entertainment. We've got Star Wars on the Cantina. Marvel Multiverse Mayhem's kind of like in limbo as far as the news shows, but we will review Marvel things as they come out on that. The next thing being Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I am excited about, relatively. We got all of our reactions here to Spy Family, Eminence, and Shadow, Beast Tamer, and Fate Zero, in addition to, of course, Chainsaw Man. And yeah, you can find all the reviews and podcasts wherever you get your podcasts from, like Google, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, and all of that. And there's the YouTube channel. I didn't have it up earlier, but and check out the website lrmonline.com every day for all entertainment news, needs, and opinions, celebrity interviews, and more. Brian, tell them about your channel.
Oh, PulpMythos is on YouTube. Go subscribe. New content coming in January. Check out the back catalog. Check it out.
Go help Brian reach our numbers and beyond. So yes, that's it, guys. I don't have anything else. Bye.